Lasso tools can be found on the second row of the tools panel. First up, the lasso tool. Lasso tool is for drawing a selection. With this tool, you freehand the selection. This is easier with a graphics tablet. If I want to add to the selection, I press Shift, and if I want to subtract from the selection, I press Alt. Lasso tool is handy in painting and drawing. Next up is the polygonal lasso tool. You start the selection by clicking. When I press again, I get a new corner to the selection. I keep on clicking as many corners I need. The selection is completed by returning the tool to its starting position. You can see a small circle on the bottom right of the tool. When I now click, the selection is enabled. I get the selection to be complete also by double-clicking. Now the selection runs to the starting point. Next we'll examine the more automatic selection tools. First up, the magnetic lasso tool. Magnetic lasso tool sticks to tone differences. I start the selection by clicking near a tone difference. Then I'll move the tool near the edge. Lock points appear on the selection line. I can remove the previous lock point by clicking on Backspace. If I want to make a lock point of my own, I can click with the mouse. Magnetic lasso tool needs to be moved to the starting point. Again, if I click, the selection is enabled. I can add to the selection by pressing Shift. You need to go to the beginning of the selection by going around inside the already made selection. Sometimes you might end up in a situation like this. It's quite hard to find the starting point. You can then double-click on the canvas to run the selection to its starting point. And now you can deselect by pressing Ctrl D. Now we'll go to the last pile of selection tools. Here you can find the Magic Wand tool and the Quick Selection tool. Magic Wand works so that you click on a colored area. This area and the tones close to it get selected. Now the Magic Wand selected the background and the white t-shirts. I deselect the selection. How close the colors are that are selected is changed from tolerance. The smaller the tolerance, the closer the colors are that are selected. With tolerance 10, only a part of the background is selected. If needed, I can shift-click more selection. The Magic Wand has another important feature: contiguous. If contiguous is on, the selection is only for neighboring areas. If you untick contiguous, the tool will select the colors on all the parts of the document. Last but not least is the Quick Selection tool. Like the name says, it's quick, and like the symbol indicates, it's brush-like. With Quick Selection, you paint the selection. I start a quick selection by painting on the center on the area I want to be selected. Little by little, I make the painted area bigger. At some point, the selection tool realizes what I want to do, and the selection edge runs to tone differences. I release the mouse button every now and then. Quick Selection is on default on Selection Plus, so I don't need to press Shift. When the selection is done, I can push the selection edge outwards. Or if I want to push it inwards, I press Alt. You should almost always start your selections with the Quick Selection tool, because it's the fastest tool. Next we'll go to the refinement of the edge of the selection.